We're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed. Get through all the trouble and we pass every test. We're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed. Put it in his hands and he'll handle the rest. I'm not worried about what's wrong, cause with Jesus I am strong. Devil can't get in my way, cause I'm winning every day. We're blessed, we're blessed, we're blessed. I'm blessed, you're blessed, we're blessed. Hey, what's up guys, it's your girl Blessed Diva back, and I'm back at it again with another video. And first off, I want to start by saying Happy New Year. It is a new year, it's a new day, it's a new week, it's a new hour. So remember to make the best of it and to live your life to the fullest. And also, y'all see I'm rocking the natural curls today. Yeah, we're back at it again with the natural curls. Last time we had other curls, different curls from Love Me Hair, the headband wig that I had. So if you want to see a review on that, make sure you go and check out that video. I just did a review on their lovely kinky curly wig. So go check that out. But today, we're rocking the natural curls. You see her, you see her, and she moves, period. I ended up posting a poll on all of my social media to see any of the college students that I followed or people that I knew who were in college, to get some tips from them as well, people who actually went through it. And so some of them also gave me some great tips to help out with this video. Anyways, getting into the video today, I know you guys already saw that title. So as you know, I have some tips / what I wish I knew before going to college in this video for you today. So basically, I just finished my first semester of college, going to a university. So technically, I've already been in college because I just graduated a couple months ago in May. Well, in May of 2021. So I graduated from high school, but while I was in high school, I did do enrollment. So I took college classes and things like that. But this is my first time, this is my first semester in a university actually being in college. You get what I'm saying? So, and I learned a lot of new things that I didn't know before. And so to help you guys out, to help the incoming freshmen, maybe even some college students now who may be struggling a little bit, I just have some tips and stuff for you guys in this video. So stay tuned. All right, so today I have 10 tips for you guys to help you succeed in college. All right, so I made sure I wrote them down because I don't want to forget anything, because that would be terrible. But tip number 1 that I have for you guys is that you actually have to study. I know y'all probably like, what do you mean? Of course you have to study. But that was a surprise. That was a surprise to me, because coming from high school, you know what I'm saying? Like the class lectures, like the stuff that we did in class was enough for me to like make it through the class, to understand the material. It's like I didn't have to go home and do anything else once I left school. Maybe a little bit of homework, but like it wasn't anything serious. I paid attention in class and I was good. Maybe for a test I might look over a little something, but it was never any full-on studying. You feel what I'm saying? This first semester, boy, let me tell you, I actually had to pick up my textbooks and read. Crazy. I actually had to, because the lectures just weren't enough for me personally. So I actually had to study, because for those of you who don't know, I am an accounting major. Also, if you haven't seen my video about becoming a CPA at the age of 17, go ahead and check that out. All right, so make sure you go check that out, because it's a great video. But for those of you who don't know, I am an accounting major. So I was taking some accounting courses, and so I actually had to read those textbooks. I had to read those 30 to 60 long chapters, like 30 to 60 page long chapters, and it was not fun. But we made it through. But that's something that I had to learn very quickly, is that the lectures for me personally were not enough for me to, do as well on the assignments and the tests. So I actually had to go and study and learn how to study and things like that. So yes, you will have to study. All right, so tip number 2 is to be active in your courses. Okay, guys? Okay, so let's break this down. When it comes to being active in your courses, by that I mean like take notes, ask questions, talk to your professors, things like that. Because it kind of goes along with the first tip, but taking notes actually really helped me, because when it came to reading those 30 to 60 page long chapters, your girl didn't always feel like having to do that. So having those shortcut notes that I took about the chapters made it a lot easier. And for me, a majority of my professors, they use PowerPoints, and if they didn't use them themselves, I could find them online for the chapters in my book. And I feel like the ones that I were able to find really broke down the material to where I could just copy down what was in the PowerPoint as my notes. And then as I went through the chapters, if there was something in the PowerPoint that I didn't understand or that I needed a better explanation for, then I would go to the textbook and look in the textbook and get the full view of it. So taking notes is very important. That way you don't have to read those long chapters. Cause I feel like they be making them chapters long on purpose. Like they be trying to make this junk difficult for no reason. Ask questions. Like when it comes to your professors, I had some really great professors for the most part this semester. So asking questions, it really helps. And as far as I'm concerned, they like when you ask questions, because I can't tell you how many times it was awkward in class because the teacher would say something and then she would say like, oh, does anyone have any questions, any comments? And then the class is just sitting there like, just staring at her. So just ask questions, be active in your courses. One, it will get you in better with the professor because it's like, wow, someone's actually communicating with me. But ask questions, get an understanding of the material. I mean, you can even go to office hours if that helps you. But for me personally, when it comes to office hours, my professors didn't really have office hours. I guess it was kind of like if you need them, email them, or send them a message or talk to them after class. So I didn't really have office hours, but I know that a lot of professors at different universities do. So definitely take a look at that. But be active in your course. It will help you in the long run when it comes to understanding the material. All right, so tip number 3, kind of going along with what we just talked about with our professors. Try to build a relationship with your professors. Like, please do. Like, talk to them. Go to office hours. Like I said it before, go to office hours. Be active in class. Let me tell you something. By the end of the semester, if not before, your professors should know your name. Now, I know that can be difficult because a lot of people go to public universities, which means huge classes. That means a lot of people in the class. So like, how is the professor going to know my name? But for me personally, I went to a private university, or I am going to a private university. So I have smaller courses. So it wasn't as hard for me to get my professors to know me and know my name and acknowledge me by my name. You know, it wasn't that hard. But for those of you in public universities, I would say at least try, because it will help you in the long run. Because it definitely helped when it came time for me for that grade to get, you know, bumped up, you know what I'm saying? Or simply them just knowing you, they'll be a lot more lenient with grading. You'll just have a better relationship. And when it comes to recommendations and stuff, it will be kind of weird you asking someone for a recommendation and they don't know anything about you. You get what I'm saying? And along with that, it's also important for you to attend class. Like, I know sometimes it can be so aggravating. And for me next semester, I have a lot of morning classes coming up, so it might be a struggle, but attend class, go to class, because professors, they pay attention to some things like that. Some of them actually mark it down, but even the ones who may not like literally mark you absent, they pay attention to who comes to class and who doesn't. Because I actually had a professor who told us at the end of the semester, they were like, yeah, when it comes to final grades and stuff, for those of you who have been coming to class and, you know, taking notes, paying attention, I pay attention to that stuff. And so those people who may need a little help with their grade in the end of the semester, I would be more lenient in raising their grade than I would someone who stayed home the entire semester or didn't show up or didn't participate. So they pay attention to stuff like that. So even if they may not literally be counting your attendance, still show up to class and, like I said, be active. All right, so since we're still talking about professors, tip number 4 is make sure you look up reviews on your professors, guys. And I know this is not nothing new. I know it's not. I know everyone already knows about this, but I decided to put it in the video anyway, because why not? So make sure you look up your reviews. I'm sure we've all heard of ratemyprofessors.com or .org. Go ahead and look up those reviews on these professors, okay? It will save you, okay? But my only thing with websites like that is that sometimes the reviews can be a little dramatic. And because there have been instances for me personally where the review said that the professor was like terrible bad, and then they ended up to be a decent professor. And then there have been times where the review said that the professor was good, and it ended up being So I would just say be very mindful, pay attention to the reviews and when the reviews were made, because try to look at the most recent ones, because sometimes when a professor first starts out, they may not be that well. If this is their first semester teaching, they may struggle a little bit and it may not be the best course, but as time progresses, they may become a better professor. So pay attention to things like that. You can also do in-person reviews. Ask around about the classes, the people who are taking the classes that you're taking next semester. Ask them how it was. How did it go? How is this professor? How is this? How is that? How is the homework? Ask them, because I had a classmate of mine in one of my accounting classes, and she was taking a marketing course, I believe, that I have to take next semester. And I just asked her, I was like, how's the professor? Like, what's the thesis? Like tell me what's up. And she told me a lot of really good information that helped me make up my mind on whether or not I want to take that class with that certain professor. So make sure you look up reviews or find some in some type of way. All right, guys. So tip number 5 is falling behind will ruin your semester. Let me tell y'all something. Do not wait until the last minute to do work, to do like your assignments, to study, because it in the long run, it stresses you out and it just hurts you. Personal example, this past semester, I had a professor who gave us access to everything for the course. She gave us access to the homework, to the notes, and to the answers to the homework assignments, everything, the textbook, everything. And the only thing that our grade was based off of was 3 tests. So basically, you had access to the homework, and we would do it in class sometimes, and we'd go through the notes. But whether or not you actually did the homework outside of class or paid attention to the notes outside of class was up to you, because she did not grade homework. The only thing she graded was tests. So me being me, the old me, I guess you could say, I decided there were times when I would just like hold off on the homework. I'd be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll do it tomorrow and the next day. And I never ended up doing it. So what happened was, on the day that the night before the exam, I'm scrambling, going through the notes, going through the homework, trying to get myself together for this exam that I have tomorrow that is like 1/3 of my grade. Exactly. Do not be like me. I was able to catch up in the end. Like, I was able to, thank the Lord. But sometimes you're not able to catch up, and sometimes it's not easy to catch up. So just do yourself a favor. Just keep a tempo, keep a good tempo, go over your work, do it as it comes. Don't wait until the last minute. And especially with essays, because I had so many essays to write this semester, it's not even funny. It's annoying, but don't wait until the last minute, because in the long run, you will feel better about it. It's less stressful and you'll just be happier. So do not wait until the last minute. Do not procrastinate. And that is coming from a huge procrastinator. Tip number 6 is do not buy your textbooks. Now, do not.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
No, do not buy your textbooks, okay? All I'm going to say is I was able to find all of my textbooks elsewhere without paying a dime for them. I only had to buy one textbook this semester. It's because I couldn't find it anywhere else. I bought one textbook and I wasn't that mad about it, because we actually used a textbook in class, because all of our assignments, all of our reading, it was for a literature class. All of my assignments and my reading came out of that textbook. So that's the only textbook I buy. But as for those other textbooks, do not buy your textbooks. I will put a lovely note here to help you on where you go to get these textbooks for free. But that's all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna move on to the next tip. Alrighty, tip number 7, we're gonna talk about financial aid. Okay, and we need to talk about this because your girl struggled heavily when it comes to financial aid. Because when I was in my senior year, the last semester of my senior year, I struggled with this whole financial aid thing, and it actually ended up causing me to go to a university that I wasn't planning on going to. But because I put money into it and I didn't understand what I was doing, here I am. So make sure when it comes to financial aid that you get someone to help you break down your financial aid award statements and things like that. Call up the colleges, ask questions, Find out what you need to find out, because if you don't want to end up like me, do so. Because for me personally, financial aid, it was a bit confusing when I first saw it, because I had a lot of different opinions in my head about what it was and what was really true and what this number meant and what that number meant. So I struggled a little bit with that when I was applying for colleges. But my tip to you would be to ask questions, find people to help you, call up the colleges and the universities themselves, the financial aid offices, call them and ask them to break down your award statements for you so that they can help you figure out if you need more scholarships, what you're gonna have to pay out of pocket, what fees and stuff comes along with it, what the down payment is for tuition, things like that. Ask questions so you can figure it out, because it was a real struggle for me. And I wish I would have done that, asked more questions and contacted more people to help me figure out my financial aid award statements. So, alrighty, tip number 8 is dealing with housing. It's actually a couple tips rolled into one. So when it comes to housing, I personally did not stay on campus. I stayed off campus in my own house. So I didn't really have to deal with housing, but I do have some friends who did, and they gave me some great tips. They said that when it comes to clothing, do not bring a whole lot of clothes. When it comes to bringing clothes, do not bring a whole lot of clothes unless you have the space. If you have the space, do so. Do whatever makes you happy. But a lot of people said that bringing a lot of clothes is not a good idea, because you're not going to have space for it, and you're probably not going to end up wearing them anyway. And you're most likely going to purchase more clothes along the way. So don't bring too many clothes. Another tip that they said is to bring a lot of organizers and kitchen appliances, like a water purifier, mini fridge, things like that, you know, to make the cooking and things easier for you. Decorations. Don't go too crazy with the decorations, because a lot of people felt that it's just not worth it. The whole decorating thing, not worth it. But if you are into decor, feel free to do whatever you want. At the end of the day, do what you want with your room and with your dorm. But these are just some of the tips that people said. A lot of it just isn't worth it, and you don't really need it. And then the last tip when it comes to housing is to make a roommate agreement with your roommate when it comes to cleaning, when it comes to how you guys organize everything, which rooms you get, decor, all of that. Make sure you set down a roommate agreement so that there aren't any conflicts later down the road. And also make friends with your roommate. Like, yeah, be nice. Tip number 9, stay protected on these campuses, guys. Like, I recently had an incident that happened on my campus where a student ended up getting seriously injured. So make sure you stay protected. Be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention. Like when you're going out to places and things like that, be watchful. Always have a designated driver. You guys know these things. Like, yeah, those, I call them safety towers. I don't know if that's what they're actually called. Always be aware of where your safety towers are, know their location, so that if anything does happen, you can get in contact with someone, one of the security on campus and things like that. It's also nice to get to know your security guards and things like that, because that could come in handy. May I tell you? Travel with people, especially when it's at night. Make sure you travel with a group of friends, or if you're a girl, young lady traveling by yourself, have someone with you. I know that for our meetings, for one of the organizations I'm in, whenever we had late meetings, the guys would always walk the girls out to their cars. So get a buddy system or something like that to stay protected on campuses. And my 10th and final tip is to have fun, guys. You're in college, you're young, you're probably in your like teens and early 20s. Like, have fun, you know, be very active on your campus, because that's what's going to make your college experience even better. Like, yes, we're there to do work, we're there to learn, but at the end of the day, it gets kind of hard to focus sometimes. So it's nice to go out to events on your campus, join a lot of clubs and organizations. Keep yourself busy with fun stuff that you enjoy, because that's what I did. I joined organizations, I went to the events on my campus, and it made my semester that much better, instead of just focusing on it. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but accounting isn't always that interesting. but I stayed active on my campus, and it, you know, it made the experience much better. This is the one and only chance that you will be in college, unless you decide to come back. I don't know why you would want to do that. But if you decide to come back in, but this is the one chance you get to have fun and be this age and be in this environment. So make the best of it. All right, so those are all the tips that I have for you guys today. I really hope that you find these helpful, and I hope that they help you succeed in college, in your course, in whatever major you're in. I hope that they help you to be successful. Remember to continue to reach for your dreams, achieve your goals, and go after your aspirations. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that I did what I planned to do, which is inspire you to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, and turn on your post notifications so that you can be notified for other videos that I may post. And you guys already know, if you have any ideas, any suggestions for videos in the future, leave them down in the comment section below. And don't forget, we still have the success stories that I told you guys about in my first video. Remember, if you have any success stories and you're young and you're just doing great things, make sure you shoot me an email with your name, your story, and everything like that. And we can do a video combining all of the stories to, you know, just shout you guys out and tell the world about these great young people that are doing great things. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time, my blessed divas and dudes. That was mad cringy, but we're gonna ignore it and move on to the outro.